ati ni watoto wa Maumau. Alijua Maumau wapi na alikuwa Emgati. Babu yake alikuwa Emgati. Hao ndio walikuwa magati wa kuua Waafrika wengine. Anyway, Kenyan with love.
Thank you so much, Mr. Stompike. Sorry, I'm going through an issue with my device. I think you already know. I texted you, but we'll figure it out. Either way. Stompike, thank you so much, everybody that is watching us. Na kila mtu, I'm grateful to be here again. Kenyan all the time. Daddy, mambo ndo inaanza kukuja sasa. Out Neja, oro.
Kwega.
Rauga ati ameni.
I'm mad, man.
Yeah?
I'm annoyed by this regime, man. I'm so mad. But
Netogo kinya, meni. Netogo kinya. It's just a matter of time. It's just a matter of time. And anyways, so Storm PK, I won't be a man of talking too much today. I'll be a little bit, just a little bit. Nitakuwa nimejinyamazia kidogo, but I have heard out Naja and what you've spoken, and I don't want to empty what you've just spoken, because I think that is what Kenyans need to understand, that there comes a time that we need to do the unthinkable. What we are talking about is the unthinkable, and it's actually what is having a problem with a lot of people thinking that. Why are you guys thinking like that? But it's because it's time, and the time has come. Because we cannot be in a state where things are just taken, and once you take it, you can run away with it, and that's it. There comes a time that we think of, okay, what's happening now? Because at the end of the day, when you postpone a problem, eventually that problem will catch up with you. Now, we might agree, we say, let it catch up with us now while we can deal with it, or we can postpone it and pass it over. We've had a problem in Kenya. There has been a recurring problem of having elections but not having elections at the same time, if you understand what I'm saying. And that thing has also brought with it, has dragged with it tribalism, to where Kenyans love Kenyans and love Africans and love Africa and everything. And we know we have a potential. We don't care about who's who and what tribe you are. However, wherever we meet, either we meet in Belgium, we meet whatever, even if we meet in Kisumu, and we are in Kenya, we are Kenyans. I don't care if you're a Kikuyu, Makamba, and what. But this postponement of injustices has brought, it's like having a microphone that brings a lot of tribalism in it. And it's changed so many things, and it's time that now this generation that, like you said, I always give an example of Wahenga. You know, when you hear Wahenga walisema, our generation, we need to have that Wahenga. Someone came over here, and actually I went and researched, and I found out it's true what he said. There's been 15 governments in Africa that have taken out their current government in the last 12 years. Yes, it looks too far-fetched because that's what dictators think, that they can never be taken out of the office. But I think if we're going to do an election, it needs to go to the right person that we choose. There's a lot of people who've been here that we did and actually spend a lot. Kwanza ikatuuma kabisa because we invested a lot and we know who won. We knew it even before Aletei. All I'm trying to say is what Stone PK says. When is enough when is enough enough? When we say is enough? What is this thing of accept and move on? I mean, what is it? Accept and move on? So next time I come and slap you and take your car and take your house and take your wife and take everything, and then I tell you accept and move on? I think there comes a time that people need to start saying that. And that's why these leaders know that. They know they just come and tell you, nipigie kura, or they give you $200, 200 shillings. They buy you, I don't know, lunch, nanini, and then after umewapigia kura, you will never see them again. You have to call them mheshimiwa. Yet they were begging you to get them there. Me personally, I am at a point where I'm proud of seeing Kenyans unite and not care about tribe. And I'm also very happy to see people starting to think like, okay, so why are we going to vote? What is the point of voting? And what is this? And let me ask you guys a question. If we can come up with the best money transfer system in the whole world, which is M-Pesa, the best, that even countries like I am in have tried to replicate that. The best, they came up with something called Cash App. And that Cash App does not work as M-Pesa works. You know, I traveled to Kenya, not last Christmas, but the other Christmas before then. I was in Kenya, and the entire time, all the dollars that I had in my pocket and all the cash that I had stayed in my pocket. In fact, some of them hata sijui kule zilipotelea. Why? Because I had a phone that had an M-Pesa. If I want to go gas my car, M-Pesa. Need either bill number or my goods. If I want to do anything, M-Pesa. Phone. Even my card, I couldn't even use my card. The last time I used my card kwa airport, and that was just buying my car, somebody something, duty free. So you come to understand, you come to ask yourself, so if and you remember the guys that came up with the M-Pesa thing, they were Strathmore kids. What walikuwa tu hapo hivyo Strathmore. And they made that, and we have that kind of system. Are you telling us that we have to import Venezuela's artists? We know we can't have servers. Where is the M-Pesa server? So if we can do such a money transfer, why are we having people who are actually tainted? Because I've really researched on that Smartmatics company. They just messed an election just the other day. They had to come and say, oh, yeah. We messed it up. If Kenya, we can do that, and all those people that actually go out there, that because everybody that actually graduates and does a good job and whatever, they eventually leave the country. But if we can do a money transfer like M-Pesa, are you telling us that we cannot do, we have to call Venezuela to Smartmatics to come? Because for me, I feel it's BS. I'm sorry, it's BS. That thing could have been done by, I mean, server, you know, hata kwanza Photoshops. Who's better than in Photoshops than Kenyans? Kenyans do the best, funniest Photoshops that you can ever find. They know how to do it. So why do we need these other companies from outside that can come and tell us Supreme Court of the law? I mean, the law of the land, Supreme Court is everything. Tell them, no, we cannot give you what you're asking for. We are not going to open the server because of what? Proprietary rights. Rights my foot. So you're taking our data and you're telling me, it's kind of like me coming and taking your data and telling you that, you know what, you cannot have that data because I have proprietary rights on that. So yes, I have everything for you. I have all your pictures, but you cannot have them. Personally, I'm a technological person. I can tell you what I do, but I am a technological person, and I know that's BS. But the problem is that the leaders that we have, the Rutos of the day, they think everybody is so stupid, dumb, stupid, and doesn't know anything. And they want to rule in a rule of, they think everybody just is just dumb and stupid. And with them thinking like that, they think even if you know, because they think now they have the seat, the army, which they don't have actually, I can tell you that for a fact. The NIS, which they don't have. They think that everybody else is stupid and illiterate because they grew up in that from YK92. They don't understand people are smart nowadays. They understand. They can say it and say wajinga waliisha Kenya. But the thing, it actually, in their minds, they think everybody is just dumb. They just know that, you know, nobody knows this. Nobody, and that's why somebody can come and lie to you in front of, I mean, really, people have gone to school. How can you talk about server? How can you compare a server and a portal? And you're the president, and you're telling, and who are you telling? Even the place that you're talking about lawyers who are sitting there. You're talking about, I mean, you're talking to people who have gone university students, and you're talking to, I mean, Moses Kuria's sister's burial, I don't believe it was just full of what Wakijiji. It was people who, I mean, they came there with their cars. So these are people who are educated. I mean, go ask anyone that has gone to Form 4, even, you know, somebody who did even C++, which is done, I mean, first year of your university. Hata saa zingine zinafanyika saizi on high school. Mtu amefanya C++ will tell you that a portal is not a server. So why do our leaders think that we are so dumb and stupid? And that's where the problem is. When you have somebody that thinks everybody is so dumb and stupid that they can tell you that, okay, listen, we have to save for you. Why do you need to save for me? And what are you saving for me? Don't I have a savings account? If you're going to give me $500, I mean 500 shillings, give me the full 500. Don't give me minus 25. What if I want to cash up on that? I mean, cash out on that 25. Where am I supposed to get it? And why are you saving for me? Am I so stupid that you need to save for me? Are you my mother, my dad, or who are you? Just because you're a president, Stone, I think just because you're a president, you don't come down and start looking down on your people. and think that they're stupid. These people in Bunge la Wananchi and people who even pushing carts, mkokoteni, who are very smart, educated, and all that. Basically, all I'm saying is that, yes, I want a revolution. And it's time for us to revolve. And also, while we're doing that revolution, we need to also be very smart and think about our country, in where we are going, how we are going, what kind of leaders we have, and when, and everything. Just think about the whole thing. But Mimi, if I had the chance, I mean, I've even been looking for flights. Mimi, I want that revolution to happen, because I think there comes a time where we get our independence. I've been saying here, I don't think we had independence. I think we changed from white colonialism to black colonialism. Na hii kitu ya Itumbi trying to, and them trying to put at sijui mashemeji dabi, sijui, and then at sijui stop. No. Haingefaa kufanyika hiyo time. And Stone, maybe you will tell me, ama unaweza niambia, Kenyan all the time, hii kitu ya mashemeji ilikuwa ukweli, ilikuwa ni game, ilikuwa imepangwa hiyo siku, ama tu imekuja from nowhere? Kenyan all the time.
Yeah, that's a diversionary tactic, eh? I think they are just using them.
Yeah, that's what I think. Hata mi naona ni kama kitu tu imepangwa, and then but hiyo barua niliangalia haikuwa, I tried to look for it na nikatuma mahali, it wasn't actually from them, it was from kuna watu wanasema ni kutoka kwa Itumbi. I cannot really give that, but I think it's just the government trying to change that ndio isifanyike, but we will do, and we will take them out. Me personally, I'm pushing for that, Aki, because that would be the best thing, so that we never have this thing again of kuibiwa kura. Because sometimes I ask myself, okay, tukiache iende sasa, nani mwingine ataweza kuwa anaweza simama hii kitu? Na do you know how much we will regret that tuliacha baba akaibiwa kura tukiangalia? Na tuko na hizo servers, wengine wetu tuko nazo, tumekuwa tukiimba hapa. Wewe unajua Kenyan all the time, you know the journey that we've gone. Nikikwambia hata ukachoka kwanza, ukaachana na sisi kabisa. Ambia tunajua hizi numbers, the same numbers imekuja sasa, na mumembuka kuna server ilikuwa mahali pengine, which is all I've been telling you guys. So what's the point of even people in the diaspora spending so much money, spending time, getting the right numbers, and then you have Mother Komes coming and talking about something, hot hair, and all of a sudden it's gone, and then you have an illegitimate president that cannot even up to today, hawawezi kata hizo numbers. So what are we doing as an African country that was posed to be the Washington DC of Africa? That's a question that I've been asking here for a long time. And I need us to ponder that and start educating people in civil education. Na watu wenye wanakuja hapa hivi kutupigia kelele, wanatuambia ati sijui ati the nini whistleblower did not, whistleblower hasn't, and you haven't even gone. The dossier, we have it. It's online. Go get it. It's there. Download. I've read it. All of it. It's true. He's given out the right numbers. Everything. Ni wenye wajamaliza kucount, it will be more than that. Anyway, Stone PK, like I said, I don't want to talk too much. Wacha tu ninyamazie hapo for now. Like I said, my system is not working well today. Lakini I'm here, I'm listening.
Kenyan with love, your system is not working well.
Now my when I get into my laptop, I don't know, maybe pia mimi nimeshambuliwa, but like I can post, I can send I think I sent you a screenshot. I cannot invite, then it keeps on hanging. So now I'm using my phone.
Sawa.
Yeah.
Since we are both here, then I can compliment, no problem. Kenyan with Kenya all the time. Kuna huyu anaitwa mzalendo wako kwa screen, tafadhali toka kwa screen. Wakanda forever, karibu. Wakanda forever, unmute.
Hello, Stone PK and the panelists. I'll prefer maybe taking a few minutes to just listen in before getting into the conversation, please.
Okay. Yeah. Karibu. Kenyan all the time.
Okay, thank you, Bwana PK. I'm happy because of this discussion, and I hope we are going to get a consensus as a people, and we will be able to salvage our country. You know, from 1963, we have just been, at times, we get presidents, we get leaders, and at times we are not satisfied with them. But we have never reached a time where people felt that their voices have not been respected. We know in different countries, in different places, elections are stolen. We don't deny that fact. But even if elections are stolen, the elections which they are too obvious to steal. And for me, 2022 was the most obvious election which you needed not to steal. Everything was for Raila Odinga. But somebody decided to subvert the will of the people. Either he was paid or it was a maniac act. But what I know is that the will of the people was subverted. Number two, you know, the reason why we have governments is so that they can be able to actualize what they said. I have taken time to read the Kenya Kwanza manifesto. Even when you go to many government meetings, people are saying that you need to look into Kenya Kwanza manifesto before you implement anything. But Kenya Kwanza manifesto is not implementable because it was something which was not based on the reality. and it is so unfortunate that Kenyan economists were not able to analyze that manifesto. So even when you want to embed the Kenya Kwanza manifesto to the government operations, it's not working. It's not working. You want cheap labor, you want some things to be like penniless. But life doesn't work that way. So I'm saying that this was a quickened government. It was a government for somebody with no structure. Somebody decided, people vote manifestos and ideas. Governments are never just put it. And that is why, by the way, Kenya is going to stagnate. Because Kenya Kwanza was a government whose manifesto and methodology did not reflect the reality. Rather, people worked very hard to get the government without a workable idea. That's why we are going to stagnate as long as these people they're in power. It comes without saying anything because they had no idea. The only thing they worked on was to get power. The issue of connecting their methodology with the economy, their thinking, that is why even the people who they brought to power, the CS's what, they are just quacks, money, people, thugs, people who have no morality authority to do anything. Let me tell you, some of the people in Kenya who are CS's current, in some other countries, they could be in jail. That is what we are dealing with. We are dealing with the people who their only thing they were doing was to get into power. The methodology to them was not important. Everything was not important to them. It was only to get into power. For Azimio, as Azimio was strategizing to connect the idea to do so many other things, somebody was busy working on a method, backroom method of how to get to power. And miraculously, they succeeded. So it's a very big loss to any sane Kenyan, any right-thinking Kenyan. You lost a lot. And this is not an idea whereby we say, ati miaka tano tutarudia. I can tell you the undoings, because let me tell you, these people want to put a system which will make sure that quacks are the only people who will be reading in Kenya. And I can tell you, if this presidency of Mr. Ruto is going to see the light of the day for the next 5 years, you will be seeing people with any form of character getting close to power. We have opened, or somebody has, let me not say Kenyans, because Kenyans are innocent. Somebody decided to open a very bad door for us. You will be seeing any form of people, even drug lords, will start becoming presidents if this presidency continues. Because in life, bad character should not be rewarded. In life, we want people to anguish. We want people to fight for the best, and we get the best product and the best things possible. But when you see criminals are the ones who are getting power and the rest, you now start having a country which is looking like Mexico or Colombia or those countries which you hear that there are gunshots of cartels every time and every day. That's where we are ending. So look at what is happening. Even if they are saying that the life is coming down, I don't know how, but I'm now hearing Kenya Power tokens will go high. Food is going high. Even that food is not there. They now want to use the other methods of the crook methods of stabilizing the amount of food in the country. So there are so many things. People are not being consulted. So it's simple. Who can audit IBC? First of all, because let me tell you, the greatest project Kenya can do is, yes, we have known the election was stolen. Then, how can this information reach Kenyans? How can the truth reach Kenyans? Because, Kenyans have been cheated. People think that they have a legitimacy leadership. So, how can we audit IBC? These ideas of having autonomous institution which cannot be told, which cannot be audited is wrong. And I think we need another agency now. I don't know which one can be, but we need another agency. This idea that the only person who can tell you the truth about IBC is Chebukati. So the only thing I need to do is to buy Chebukati, or if you get an evil Chebukati, because those things happen, you get a very bad result on everything. So current system we have cannot help. We need another methodology of improving honesty in our country, because now dishonesty has gone into every corners of our functioning government. And I don't think there is any institution in Kenya which can give you the right thing. I'm not sure. Dishonesty in Kenya has gone to the highest levels possible, to the extent now you cannot trust judiciary, you cannot trust your electoral body, we cannot trust our school, our even election bodies. We cannot trust them. Cheating everywhere. We are just cheating. We are a cheating nation. Why? What is cheating going to give us at the end of the day? Can we form a nation through cheating? Can we form economy through cheating? No. Even if we cheat, the net product will be obvious that even countries which are not doing much will defeat us, because we will be staying in a fake economy. No wonder I even had some time back that even our dollar value was not the truth value. I was hearing that our economy was a bit not natural, and I was hearing that our dollar value was. There were some foreign people who are saying that Kenyan dollar value is not natural. I don't know how it is, but that is how people live in lies. So we have too much lies in our country. We are not honest people. If somebody with 5 million votes can defeat somebody with 80 million votes, we need to sit down as Kenyans. That is the most serious thing. That is also showing you that you can become a billionaire in Kenya by doing nothing. If somebody with 5 million can defeat somebody with 8 million, it's not a joke. You know, unajua saa zingine mimi nasemanga, unajua ni vizuri pia kujiwekanga kwa miguu ya watu wengine. Imagine wewe ulikuwa unatafuta kura. Say wewe ndio ulikuwa Raila, ulikuwa unatafuta kura. Alafu mtu anaiba kura yako kutoka milioni 8 anaileta kwa milioni 6 na kitu, na yake anaitoa kutoka milioni 5 sijui milioni ngapi. How would you be feeling now? Unajua saa zingine even as we try to blame Raila na kusema ni kama atosheki, you will feel bitter. And I think Raila has some grace, if you can see. Wangekuwa ni watu wengine kama sisi, hata tungekuwa tumevuruga hiyo inchi sana. I hope he still has that resilience that he wants to follow the right channel, even to become a leader. But mimi ile kitu hata inanisumbua sana ni ya kwamba somebody want Kenyans not to benefit from Raila president. Because remember, Raila si ati anangojea. Every time you waste Raila time, you are wasting a very serious time for this country. That is what we are losing. I wish there's a way in which justice can be. I don't know who can give Kenyan justice. All our justice system is corrupt. They were bought, but we are losing a lot. History ya kusema, you know, Raila Odinga can be in a position. Yeah, okay, well, he can. But there was something we were to achieve as Kenyans. If Raila Odinga became a president, there was something special we were to achieve. But unfortunately, I can see there is somebody who is determined to peg our history and to peg our thinking in medieval time. Ile mafikiri ya kitambo tu anataka tuweka hapo. We have so much to benefit from Raila Odinga presidency. But I'm so sad that somebody sat down and they prevented our children from enjoying Raila presidency. May that person die. Mimi hivyo ndivyo nasema kila siku. May that person die. That is not somebody who needs even to be forgiven. Whoever denied Raila Odinga presidency in Kenya, Mungu amuue tu. Thank you, PK. Mato endelea, naona ni kama PK yasikii.
No, actually, nilikuwa nataka kukuuliza because now you brought up that number. You know, I'm a number person, and sorry. Ushakaa chini ukapiga hizo hesabu zile namba, I mean how it was distributed, you realize that the 1.7 something million is what was changed to the other side yenye tulipewa ile yenye tulipewa, na the numbers that have come, wale watu wanakataa hii namba yenye tunapewa saa hizi, that the 2 million difference is what was divided in between the number between the portal and the one that has come with the whistleblower. That difference of 2 million is the one that was divided to bring Ruto from 5 million all the way to 7, and also ikadividiwa tena kwa Ruto, kwa Raila ikarudi into ikakuja kuwa 6 something. When you do that calculation, you still find out that that's the same number that they are talking about, the difference between the two that had happened. And when you look at that, now you start looking at where it was, which is what we had said a long time hata before kura zitangazwe. And if you remember, ulikuwa hapa, my friend, you were here when we were saying those numbers before itangazwe. And we said when the glitch happened, it was at 3 a.m. Hatukulala hiyo siku. So you start seeing now the sequence of what exactly happened. Because for me, at the time we had the server, the one in Belgium, with the people that we decided to do that with. But still, that number is still coming to show itself. And when you look, unaona nile, walichukua hii, wakagawa pale, wakaeka pale, na wakaeka hii, wakaeka pale, koko mwingine. And then all those numbers, when you calculate them, you still come down to that actually, I think it's about 3 million. Because they're still counting and still looking at it. But I've looked at the dossier. But when you look at that number, it still goes shy of what we had spoken that time before zitangazwe. You were here when we were looking for those numbers, when we were saying those numbers, why Raila had won at that time. So how, and this is not the first time that they've done it. They did it last time, where you take a number, play around with it, give kidogo kidogo hapa, give kidogo kidogo hapa, and try to cover those numbers so that they look real. But this time, they were caught. And whoever is saying these guys were not caught, I feel sorry for you. Because, my brother, you were here. You remember. If I can call you your name, Jiru, you were here. We said it here. You even called us so many times. Are you guys sure about this? We told you yes. When the glitch happened, we said it. This was before elections happened. It's now that people are starting to see these things, but you know we were here. We never slept. You were asking us. You would call me. I would tell you, let me call. Make sure where we are, because we had the numbers. The numbers are there. It's not something that we are making up. And that is what pains me when I hear some people talking about, oh, Ruto alishinda. And I'm like, okay, what am I supposed to do? To connect the number. Njiru, if you have a 1 + 1, and you did the math, and you followed the whole thing, and you even invested in it, what are you supposed to do? That's why I kept quiet for some time. And I'm still quiet even today about the numbers. But you, the people who have been here, when we were doing the tallying and everything, we did them here. It's not, I mean, people can go back and look at these numbers. when we were doing them, before hata zitangazwe na kina Chebukate, when we knew it's done. And we told you guys, it's done. It's over. Amechukua. Remember, don't forget. Lakini now, some people like us, and even the people that took out their walitoka jobs, the IT guys, and all those things, wale watu tulikuwa tumeamua, you know, the groups that we had from different countries to hold this thing. Sometimes we feel down. Tunasikiaga down because we already know we did it, and they were there, and we took it, and we know when they started staging. And when you have a president that is lying to people like us, not even like, you know, lying, not even lying, just stupidly talking some absurd things like, oh, server ilifunguliwa. What do you mean as a portal is a server? A portal is not a server. I mean, now you're making us look stupid. And at the time you find that that's the thing that you've been going to school for. So for me, today I'm, you know, leo niko down kidogo because it sucks when you know you've gone to school to do something. You've spent your money to do something. You've sat down there and you know the numbers, you can see them. You have them. You quote what you know what exactly happened. And then you have someone that thinks everybody is stupid talking about portal and server. Yet the numbers are here. Now they are coming out. And it's not even us that did it. We celebrated Raila'S presidency a long time ago before it was even announced. The day that they were going to announce at Bomas, it was Raila going to be announced. He was ready. Even Uhuru was coming to celebrate. And then all of a sudden they started doing matope. And it's the reason the military had to take the 2 certificates. And it is a reason for the first time in our country, we saw someone be sworn in as a president, or being given a certificate that is handwritten. And the vice president does not get a certificate. Hata ile akina Kibaki walifanya better because the vice president alipata certificate. Where's Rigathi Gachagwa's certificate? Na mtu akinionyesha saizi, nitanyamaza, sitaongea tena. Mtu akinionyesha siku moja aliona certificate ya Gachagua, which is constitutional, that you have to have as a running mate. Mtu akinionyesha saizi, I'll keep quiet. And I'll never talk again. Because there's nothing. Gachagua has never gotten a certificate. So what is it that we are doing? Tumekuwa mitumba. A country of mitumba, just doing something like that, like this. We have a constitution which we don't even follow. The constitution says the vice president has to have a certificate. It's always been there since independence, since we got our constitution. Hata tukiwa na mkoloni, even in the Queen's constitution. So how comes this is the first time that the vice president does not even have a certificate? Yet the deputy governors have their own certificate. Kenyans, please. Mkiona watu wakisema saizi watu hata wanataka kutembea kwenda State House, is because of the lie. And like I always say, the truth shall run around the world before, the lie shall run around the world before the truth ties its shoes. And the truth is starting to come. And it was bound to come. This time it was not going anywhere. Raila won. We had the numbers before they were announced. The numbers are coming back again. Raila won this election. Raila is the president of the Republic of Kenya. And that's why the military was around. That's why NIS mnasikia sijui nani walikuwa nasema, because it was done. People thought watu wanaogopa tu kupigana. And that's how they're trying to do it, because they know watu hataki kupigana anymore. Because tulipigana 2007 na hakuna mtu anataka kupigana tena hivyo. But push to the shove, watu wataguza kidonda si mzuri. There was an MP MCA that went to Jacaranda today, a UDA. Alitoloko na mawe, akaingizwa kwa gari yake, akaambiwa toka hapa na uende kabisa. Nilitumia Bernard hiyo nini, and the people on the wale wenye mko kwa nini kwa WhatsApp group zetu, mtaona nilieka hapo hivyo, nilitumiwa na mtu. Guys, we cannot run a country like that. Me personally, this one is personal to me, because it took us 3 days of not going to work, of saving time off of work. Nilikuwa nalala kwa couch hapa hivi, nikiwa kwa simu zinalia back and forth. Tuko huku tunafanya hivi, okay, nani nini unapigiwa, wa Moranga amefikisha pale, ni yule ametuma hii, ndio hii huko, tumetangaza hii, you doing the math, umeandika. Yani even my Excel sheet istakagi kuiangalia siku hizi. So the guys that are saying that Raila did not win, you're very wrong on this one. And I don't know how we're going to do it, but the more we keep on talking, and I hope Kenyans, I know Kenyans know, and even central guys are coming to tell us that they don't understand where the votes came from. And I've been asking that for a long time here. Where did Ruto get the votes from? Ask a lot of people, they won't tell you. They don't know. Hawajui. Raila won. He got it. So ni ile kitu unaweza kumeshika glasi ya blue hivi na mtu anakuambia ni ya red. Personally, I know it. Niko ndani, naijua. We did that job. But anyways, wacha ninyamazi hapo hivyo Stone PK. I just wanted to keep to say that we do know for a fact, na mkitaka muniite nitaenda huko niseme, because we do have the numbers even today, and they're even bigger than, a little bit more than huyu mwenye hii yenye ameonesha. I don't think wamemaliza kucount zenye wanaonesha, but it's very true. Na umesikia leo mheshimiwa akikuja hapa hivi akatuambia yeye alienda mpaka huko akaangalia, akachukua hiyo dozia, akaangalia na akaenda nao mpaka kwa nini yake, voting center yake, na ilikuwa inaenda stream to stream. If you look at it, I've had to look down at it na kuangalia na namba zenye tuko nazo, and they match apparently. So wacha ninyamazia hapo. Stone, pole.
Thank you, Kenyan with love. Kenyan with love, unashangaa ati which way to go, na sinjia tushaonyeshwa. We are heading to State House. Kwani we bado una doubt? There should be any Azimio person now should not doubt, because the direction has been given. We are heading to State House. There are no two ways. It's just a matter of what time. Meli imeng'oa nanga. Rocket tushaiweka, iko juu. You can't recall it mpaka imalize mission. Mpaka imalize mission. The drone ishatumwa. We are not calling it back. Nangoja tu bombard mtu. Sikia mtu kichwa imepasuka. Mwizi hatuna huruma na yeye. Kenyan, yes. Kenyan Ginyang.
Gajinang. Okay, asante Stone. na hao watu wengine hawakuwa hapo saa hiyo ingine, nawasalimia. Nilikuwa nataka kuambia Kenyan all the time, hii serikali sio ati hawajui Raila ni nani. They knew he is a destroyer. And for that reason, they were not ready to be destroyed because of their evil deeds. Karua said, once we get in government, they will be all arrested. They could not wait that. They would do anything to find themselves where they are. And that is why hawa ni wale watu wanapewa mifupa ama nyama, wanaigeuza, hawajui watauma pande gani, kwa sababu hii si kazi yao. Waliichukua, waliinyakua na wakaenda nayo, na hawajui la kufanya nayo. They don't know what to do, but they would rather do what they used to do, stealing, kupokonya watu. Na tena kwa sababu sasa wamefika kwa gala, now it is packing everything. That is their way, and that is their behavior. They are not going to change. They are not going to give us any change at all. Na hiyo mambo yote wanafanya kwa sababu they don't know their life, where they are. How long are we going to be here? That is why they are doing what they are doing. Wakenya, mnataka Wakenya wangapi wakufe kwa sababu ya hii serikali? Ni Wakenya wangapi watakuwa wagonjwa depression kwa sababu ya hii serikali? Ni siku gani tutakataa hii serikali ndio watu wetu wafufuke kutoka pahali wako? Kwa sababu ni kama wamekufa halfway. They are halfway dead because of kunyanyaswa na yale madhara yote wameletewa na hawa watu. These are just few people against millions of people. Why now? Why wait? These are people that are not ready to sustain Kenya rather than destroying. Their pockets will never be full until the time they will be driven out of that state house. They should, because we are not going to wait for Kenyans to die the way they are dying. We cannot imagine that this government is just sitting there doing nothing and not even thinking about the Kenyans who are suffering. I wonder what is going through their minds. Look at how dirty these people are. Very dirty. Hata maongeo yao si ya kusaidia. Hata nini yoyote ambayo wanafanya. In fact, I would ask somebody to tell me one of the CSs. What good things have they said? Wengine hata wanapeana information ya CS yule mwingine. Unashindwa hawa watu walimetoka wapi? Instead of their own ministry or whatever department he is, you find him crossing the other side and giving information about another CS. I mean, ati ni conference anafanya ya CS mwingine. Unashindwa hawa watu kwani hawana kuelewa ati mimi ni wa kilimo, huyu mwingine ni wa wanyama, ama huyu mwingine ni wa maji. You find them, they are crooked. They don't know what they are doing. Even a lay person can do better than that. Why are they taken for training, retreat? What for? Where did they come from? From school? These are people who have lived with the people wherever they have been, and they know that the problems people are going through, but they don't care. They would rather be in V8, driven to other places, expensive hotels, not anything crossing their mind that there are people suffering. Wakenya hivyo ndivyo tunataka. Wakenya tutaongoja mpaka tuvunjike miguu tuishe ndio tutaamuka, ama tuachilie tu tukufe? Nani atakuzika? Na hao hawana haja na wewe. And especially those who are called hustlers. What are you going through after being called a hustler? In fact, even that name, you should refuse it. Say you are not a hustler, you are a Kenyan. We better refuse that word, name, hustler. Tuseme sisi ni wa Kenya. Hatutaki kuitwa hustlers. Hiyo ni yao. Wao ndio hustlers na ndio wezi. Wana hustle pesa ya wananchi, wanaweka mfukoni, wanaua Kenyans. We should refuse that name, hustler, as from now, because it does not impress anybody. It is not even supposed to be used on Kenyans who are struggling now, looking for school fees, looking for food, looking for medicine. We are not hustlers, we are Kenyans. Ikiwa wanatuita hustlers ndio watutumie, tukataa hiyo jina. Tuseme we are Kenyans dying because of hunger, struggling for school fees, and dying looking for medicine. And those old Kenyans are dying because of hunger. That is what should stand. Never call yourself hustler anymore. Let them be hustlers, and let them do whatever they are doing. It will come to an end. And that name, they will go with it wherever they will go, because that is not their state house. They need to vacate and go where they came from, because they look like they came from horrible place. This is the time they are trying to make their life better, using Kenyans' funds. They have been crooks. If not now, they have been crooks until today, until the time they will get out of the state house. I believe Kenyans understand what is going on and the pain that people are going through. And we are looking forward to see that Kenya liberated and Kenyans going back to live. Wale wote wamenyongeka saa hii, tujaribu kusaidiana, wawe na nguvu, kwa sababu liberation is coming. Ndio watu waanze kusimama na miguu yao miwili. Kuna shida nyingi. Hatuwezi kubali wa Kenya wawe wanakufa, wale wengine wanakula. And in fact, these people, they are, the knowledge they have in their mind is only to go to those who are able to stand. Those who are not able to stand, they are let to go, to perish. How is that? Hustlers? No. We are all Kenyans. We are not hustlers. Na Mungu atubariki na atusaidie. Atupee uwezo wa kufikiri vizuri, kwa sababu hawa wametumaliza akili zetu. Lakini Mungu atatunyunyizia nguvu na atatusimamisha, ndio tutekeleze ile kazi muhimu ya kufanya hawa watu wajue sisi ni wa Kenya, na Kenya yetu iwe imesimamiwa na watu ambao wanatujali masilahi, na watu ambao wanajua ni nini kimewapeleka State House. Wakenya msilale. This is the time to fight for our Kenya, and it will be history. That one I will not forget. It will be history in Africa, that Kenya will be in another book, that they fought for their liberation again. Because hawa ni haina, wale hawana huruma hata kidogo. Asanteni ndugu zangu.
Thank you very much, Kenyan Ginyan. Wakanda umeweza ku...
Yeah.
Phil, you can say something now.
Yes, I think I can say a bit.
Go ahead.
Chakamudume anaitisha nini link?
Haya nitampa sasa hivi.
Yeah, I can say a bit. The first thing is I think there are two major contentious issues. One is electoral justice. The second one is high cost of living. So I've been trying to digest these things after Baba's speech, and I'm seeing point of convergence. Whether someone calls themselves UDA or Hustler, there is that convergence that I think Ruto might find it hard to deal with, because you promised people that you are going to do A, B, C, D. You promised people, like Ruto promised his people bottom up, like we are going to uplift people. But in actual sense, and he said after 100 days. So after more than 100 days, we are talking about 5 months or 6 months down the line. If you look at where the question is this the bottom up, where do we have low cost of living? The answer is no. So even the people who are even those people who are like very activated, like fighting for UDA, I think that morale has gone. No one will be like, let's defend these people. So what this one has done to some extent is giving him time, and these are isolated issues. Like, he cannot mobilize, let's say, certain parts of the country to protect him because he is in government. So the only thing that he's left with is to manage the instruments of power, but he cannot mobilize wananchi effectively to protect him. That one, I don't think he will manage it. The high cost of living and electoral justice, the numbers are very clear. And up to now, we are still waiting for ODA or IBC to say that the numbers we are talking about, or the numbers Azimio are talking about, are not real. And we are also waiting for ODA and Kenya Kwanza and IBC to say that Azimio do not have facts, and here is the website, here is the server. If they can say, here is the server, you confirm, we are 100% sure that we want it, we'll be good. So we don't have any doubt about the integrity of the whistleblower. We know whatever the whistleblower said is 100%, even 101% right. So when we look at Kenya Kwanza and whatever they promised, like their manifesto, they were talking about after baada ya kuweka Biblia chini, bei ya unga itarudi chini, na the cost of electricity will go down and fuel will go down, and remove some of the punitive taxes and make fuel cheaper. That, in fact, at one point Ruto was talking about fuel having the reason why fuel was expensive was that there were more than 15 or 17 various taxes that the government has imposed on the fuel. So up to now, we are waiting for him to remove all those taxes, but I know he won't. And then the high cost of living, like, it's very simple. There's no need of Gachagua or Ruto or even members of parliament putting us or pushing to get funding for bursaries. We don't need bursaries. What every Kenyan need is free primary and secondary education. Because as we speak, most of these bursaries mostly goes to government institutions like primary or the secondary or universities. I think what is needed is I know that there are people who will deny that, but right now people are crying about high cost of living, watu wanarudisha watoto shule, but pesa kuna, kara kuna. The question is, why should government take money from this coffer and then put it this side and push it to wananchi to pretend that they are doing something, while in actual fact, the government can say, yeah, there's no fee to be paid and everybody can access education with so that no one is left behind. So hii story ya bursary ni mchezo ya watoto, waachane na hiyo. And that's why for me, that's why personally I supported Azimio, because in actual sense, you know, history ya bursary, it's bullshit. Because mtu anapewa 10,000, mwingine anapewa 5,000, anapewa this term, next term pia anataka kuapply, and not everybody can access it. So the reason why personally I was like, yes, I believe in Azimio, one of the main issue was that, because it's very clear that if we say education is free, and there are countries which have done it, Finland has done it, and people can access education. So when we want to talk about literacy level, we want to improve services, we want to invest in our youth or the future, we must start with education. And the best way to do it, make education free and accessible to all Kenyans, not bursaries. Bursaries will never make education free and accessible to everyone. So that, for me, that was one of my biggest point of departure, apart with the Kenya Kwanza, apart from the numerous ones, like their lack of integrity. In terms of policies, I still believe Azimio had progressive policies. And then when we talk about electoral justice, I think Raila'S said it very clear. For me, I'm not clear. I'm not understanding the other bit, but I will leave the other bit to maybe with time I will understand it. But what I understand, the pathway that Raila'S is setting, number one is to do more rallies, so that this awareness, so that people can understand, everyone, so that it's not only Nairobi, but it should be like a countrywide movement where everybody is in the same page. Before any action, let everyone participate. And one of the things that I think Raila is doing well, or Azimio, Kalonzo, or Martha, what I like about whatever they are doing now is they're engaging people directly from the ground. There is that space for other young people, for people from Mashinani to actively engage in this process, which is very important. The idea of putting MPs, members of parliament, in charge, I think is long gone. Acha Ruto achukue hawa watu awaweke ndani aende nao. We don't have any problem, because some of these people are just defending their interests, personal interests, most of the MPs. And throughout this process, if this is what is going to happen, if it happens that Ruto will buy out MPs thinking that he might derail the process, what will happen is we will have an emerging leadership. We will have people like Mutembei. We will have people at the grassroots level who will replace this. It will happen automatically, and I have no doubt with that. Gaucho and other guys will claim their rightful place, because in most cases, the people who normally mobilize people, nobody hears about them. But this is an opportunity for Baba to build that grassroots network, and that team will be unbreakable. That one I know for sure. if the MPs go away, they are actual. In fact, there are Kenyans who feel the pain, who feel the pinch. Some of these MPs will not feel the pain. As we speak, some of them earn like 1 million a month, so they will not feel the pain. But there are young people who feel the pain, who must be at the center of the struggle. And that is one thing that I'm happy about. So if Baba continues the way I think with whatever he's doing, consulting and holding most of the meetings with Wananchi directly to establish that link, I know it will go far. And lastly, when we look at the end game, Baba has two choices as the leader. Baba has to choose whether he wants to check the government or he has to choose to take whatever belongs to him. So either way, but handshake should not be handshake. We all agree that handshake is not an option. The two options that Baba have is either to be an active opposition leader, of which we are not happy about, or to take what belongs to him. Because when we start talking about, now I can understand, when we start talking about high cost of living, fuel, it is because of the current government which does not have the right policies. Number one, what they did is removing the subsidies, and they said clearly that subsidies that they are going to put subsidies on production, and you wonder like which production? What are they producing now? When we are talking about hunger and starvation, it will take about 8 months to grow anything serious. And if you remove subsidies, are you telling people to die? Because you cannot stay angry for 6 months waiting for to collect fertilizer. You cannot stay for 6 months collecting fertilizer because someone is saying that let's wait. And Kenyans have also gone to church. You go to church, you pray. After that, you need to eat. So even the prayers will not help. It's more of an action. Everybody knows how to pray. So kila mtu wanga anaenda, hata pastor mwenye anaomba. In the end of the day, they have to eat. So these ideas, we are closer to God than any other person. That is bullshit. Lastly, I've had the guy that calls himself the current AG talking about Article 108, that they want to introduce Article 108 in Parliament so that they can make they can tweak and make a few changes on Article 108. And one of the changes that they are proposing is to change majority and minority leadership, that the person who loses the election becomes the minority leader in parliament. So that they becomes the minority leader and then becomes the opposition leader. So those are I think that is what the Kenya Kwanza is trying to do. For them, they think the solution for this is to have a constitutional amendment so that the Baba could become opposition leader in parliament, which everyone is. I don't know who is advising them, but we will see where this one will take them. Otherwise, a luta continua. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Wakanda. Chaka Mdune, alafu baada ya Chaka tuende kwa Geoffrey. Baada ya Geoffrey tuende kwa Lea. Ebu una swali out Ninja.
Yes.
Uliza,
Yes.
uliza. Chaka, subiri kidogo aulize swali.
Before the likes of Chaka warm up to the debate that is on the floor, I wanted to make a few corrections here on two of our panelists who have spoken the last. I'm gonna start with Kenyan with love, and Kenyan with love. You spoke very well. You articulated your issues very well, but I got a problem with the way that you are addressing the person who is occupying the office of the president. That person cannot and will not and should never be addressed as a president. And I heard you twice saying President Ruto. Take that out of your vocabulary. That person, if you want to address him, if you want to be respectful, you can say Mr. Ruto. If you want to call you want to call him with his real names, call him with Ruto, Ruto, Animal Ruto, Fisi Ruto, ama Haina Ruto, something of that nature. Lakini usijaribu kutuambia President Ruto hapa. The person who gets the majority vote never becomes the president. The minority vote never becomes the president. Now, I'm done with Kenyan with love. The next person that I wanted to address is Wakanda Forever. Wakanda Forever, we don't have two options. We only have one option. The person who wins the presidency, of all the indications have shown, as IBC have not said that the numbers that they have been presented with, they are wrong, as the current occupier of the office has not rejected those numbers. So we know that that's the person who won. So we have only one option. To take the winner. And I'm going to tell you the winner in a second. Raila Amolo Odinga, seconded by Mother Karua, to the office. We don't have the opposition, the position that you are trying to talk about here being created by the AG of the opposition. That is talk for another day. Once we get Amolo Odinga to the office, and I wanted to make it very clear to you, Mr. Wakanda. It's gonna reach a point. It's not a question of whether the winner, Raila Amolo Odinga, wants or he doesn't want. We will take him there. You win, we give you the sword. I just wanted to make those points. I have got more points, but I wanted just to make those two clear so that you can hear from the other people.
Point taken, kabisa. Mato, you want to rebut, but I thought it was just a correction. Okay, Mato, I mean Kenyan with love.
My friend, Outnager, I don't know what you heard from me, but I doubt if in this forum I've ever called Ruto a president.
I heard you say you said by mistake. I was listening to you. Both of my ears were listening to you. Sema ilitoka kimakosa, we will forgive you.
Okay, sir, basi ilitoka kimakosa. Mimi I've never done that. I don't think kama ilitoka hata mimi naenda kutubu. Saizi naenda kutubu saizi. I've never done that. Anyone that
You
knows me
should.
knows that
do.
that has never happened.
Okay, you should first of all lazima kwanza utubu in this forum, alafu uende utubu somewhere in privately.
Aya, sawa, natubu. Unajua Father Darius ako huko. Forgive me, Father, for I have sinned. Ai, Ruto atoke wapi na ati president wa nani?
You said that, listening to you, and I was very wacha niseme the word, I was very pissed off when you said that, because that's not like you. I know you very well.
Hiyo basi sijui, maybe nilitegwa na kitu ama nilimeza mate vibaya. Sorry.
Hiyo tumemaliza. Na just in case mtu mwingine anataka kutumia hiyo jina, please utuondokee hapa.
Mato, can I say something?
Guys, I'm not the chair.
Ilikuwa nafasi
I'm not the chair
yangu.
today. Stone PK is the chair, so don't ask me as the chair. When I'm the chair, you can ask me. I'm even asking.
He's on phone. He's on phone.
He's on the phone.
Ilikuwa nafasi yangu, Geoffrey. Nikitoka nikupe ndugu yangu na wewe. Ilikuwa nafasi yangu kidogo.
Okay,
Naomba kidogo. Najua.
Okay. Order. Chaka
Okay.
Can you be the
Yes,
order, guys, until Stone PK comes back. And Leo is here too, can help me.
But Mato already, Stone PK had already pronounced that the next person is Chaka. So Geoffrey, I know you are here and we can even be here up to 1. Kindly, there is a reason why Chaka ukisikia melea, wacha submit, then wewe bado tuko na wewe hapa, tutapambana. Chaka, endelea.
Asante Nyabaya kwa kunielewa zaidi kwamba hali ni hizo za mkongojo ndio nakuta tukiingia yani ndio hivyo. But nishukuru pia kwa hii nafasi, alafu pia brother yangu hapo out ni nje. Asante sana kwa kuweza kumkosoa ndugu yangu hapo Kenyan with love. Hatuna rais Ruto. Tuna rais Raila Odinga kwa sababu yeye ndio mwenye ushindi. Vile pia niongezee mahali ameacha ndugu yangu hapa Wakanda. Nafikiri alikuwa anazungumzia kile kamba ilikuwa katika nafsi yangu. Kile ambacho alikuwa nakizungumzia kuanzia jana mpaka sasa hivi, hapo nilikuwa nimesimama mahali amezungumzia. Na shida si kwamba tunataka Raila. Kwa nini? Shida tunang'ang'ana tuhakikishe tunapata haki, hususan katika chaguzi zetu. Tusirudi mahali kila siku tutakuwa tunaambiwa let's accept and move on, ili hali kura ya mwananchi haizungumzi. So this is the time tuhakikishe kwamba tunazika huu ugonjwa kabisa na kusahaulisha machoni pa Wakenya. Ndivyo tujenge rekodi mpya katika Kenya yetu, East Africa, Afrika na hata dunia nzima. Tumalizane na hawa wakora wenye kuhakisha wanaingia katika mamlaka na uongozi kutumia milango ya nyuma. Kwa sababu naamini kwamba si kwamba ni kura za urais peke yake zenye zinywa hivyo, hata kuna baadhi ya wabunge walichinjwa tu. Kuna baadhi ya magavana walichinjwa tu. Kuna baadhi ya maseneta walichinjwa tu. Mfumo huo ulitumika na tumika on daily basis kwamba anayechaguliwa mwingine anayepata ushindi mwingine. Ni vitu ambavyo tunataka tuvisahaulishe. Na hatuwezi visahaulisha kama tutaendelea na hii regime ambayo imeshindwa. Ingie hapa katika uongozi, tumeshuhudia wakifagilia GMO, wakiona watu wanapiga mshindo kwamba hawa watu wananyamazia, wakarudi hii serikali ikatuambia kwamba tuna plan, kwanza tumuongeza hata zaidi awe ni rais ambaye ataweza kutawala maisha. Walipokuja na propaganda hii, waliviona hii nayo itadunda mno, wakabalisha. Yani hawa ni Amefuatilia hii serikali ya Venezuela hii, maana si serikali ya mwananchi. Serikali ya Venezuela ikisaidiwa na Chebukati na Martha Koome wamefail since wakati ule wa mwanzo. Tutazame, tukumbuke tu hapo nyuma mawaziri haswa akina Murkomen, uwanja wa ndege, tulikuwa hapa jinsi walivyo fail, akina Linturi jinsi walivyo fail, akina Moses Kuria jinsi walivyo fail. For the first time wamepewa hayo majukumu tu. So hii ilianza na kufail. Kwa hiyo hapa lengo ni kuhakikisha kwamba sauti ya Mkenya ikizungumza debeni ndio tunayopewa, na sauti ya uchaguzi uliokuwa wa August 2022 watu walimchagua Raila, na huo ndio ukweli, na hata Mlima ilimchagua Raila. Lakini kwa sababu ya hawa janja ambao tunataka tuwakomeshe, ili isitokee tena kizazi hiki tukimalize kabisa chenye hizi roho, maana hawa ndio wanatupa utawala mbovu, hawa ndio ambao hawana haja na Mkenya, kwa sababu nguvu yao kwamba wanajua jinsi walivyopata uongozi ni kwa jasho yao nyingine, upande mwingine si kwa ajili ya kura. Sasa baadaye wanatuletea wananchi, wanatufumba macho kwamba walichaguliwa kihalali na Kenya. Hakuna. Hapa lazima tutapigania hilo, na baba atupe neno la mwisho hiyo Jumapili. Na option moja tu kama alivyozungumzia ndugu yangu hapo out ni nje. Lazima tuchukue ushindi wetu. Hii propaganda wanaipanga eti wapeleke mswada bungeni wakiongozwa na huyu aliyekuwa spika wao, aliyekuwa spika wa bunge, sasa hivi na bwana mkuu wa sheria. Haka kai plan wanaipanga ndio hiyo handshake wanaitafuta kimlango wa nyuma. Tena warudi kwamba sisi hatukubali handshake. Tulitaka mtu ambaye atakuwa opposition leader, ambaye ata counter check, atatuangalia ile kazi tunaifanya. Sisi hapa tujaribu tukaendelea kuwanyanyasa wananchi. Upuzi. Kenya tumechoka kubebwa kimaembe. Tunahitaji huduma. Tunahitaji watoto wasome bure. Ndivyo elimu, naamini elimu ndio uti wa mgongo. Tunahitaji hospitali zetu ziwe na madawa na ziwe na madaktari wa kutosha. Tunahitaji barabara. Tunahitaji stima vijijini huku. Stima hiyo kama itakuwa imepelekwa juu namna hiyo, utamletea mwananchi huku, itamfadisha nini? Je, itamsaidia je kunyanyua maisha yake? So ni mengi ambayo tunapigania hiyo, lakini la kwanza tunalopigania ni kuhakikisha tumemalizana na masuala ya uchaguzi. Chaguzi zijazo, awe mheshimiwa Raila, awe nani anayekuja, njia iwe ni swafi. Hakuna ukora tena. La pili tunalolipigania hapa ni harama ya maisha. Tunalozungumzia hapa kama Wakenya wenye kuipenda nchi yetu ni harama ya maisha. Hatutaendelea kuteseka namna hii. Hatutaendelea kubebeshwa mzigo namna hii. Inauma. So kwa wale mtu anapokea payslip mwisho wa mwezi hataona ni mzigo. Lakini kwa wale wana nguvuze ndio wanahisi na kubeba huo mzigo. Mimi nikiwa mmoja wao ndio naona uzito hii serikali hii. Kwa hivyo hapa mambo ni mawili tunayapigania wananchi na ndugu zangu, ni kuhakikisha kwamba tumemalizana na masuala na chaguzi zetu. Wezi wakora wenye navyo hawezi nunua wakatumia pesa yao kuingia katika mamlaka hata kidogo. Yule Mkenya amemchagua, yule ndiye afaa asimame pale pale, kwa sababu huyo ndio watu wamwamini. La sivyo hakuna haja tena na chaguzi. Kama baba atakubali akubali kwamba awe kiongozi wa upinzani, akamtacheki serikali, basi there's no need for us going for election come 2027. Hakuna haja. Itakuwa tuna nguvu gani ya kwenda katika chaguzi wakati wao wanajua kuchagua ni nani atakuwa rais, nani atakuwa nani prime minister, nani makamu wa rais, nani atakuwa ni nini? Tuna haja gani ya kwenda kwa? Hakuna haja. But kwa sababu tunaamini baba alishachaguliwa kihalali, yeye ndio rais wetu. Mimi simwamini Ruto tangia mwanzo kwamba ni rais wangu. Hata kabla mheshimiwa Raila hajatangaza juzi, sikuwa na muamini Ruto kuwa ni rais wangu. Na ndio maana on daily basis hapa nilikuwa napinga yale wanayafanya na zile akili wanakuja nazo kwa Wakenya kutaka kutuwatumia vibaya mno. Kwa hiyo baba awe na option moja tu ya kuenda kuchukua ushindi wake. Hapo tutakuwa tumetengeneza historia. Japo hao wa Venezuela watakuwa wametengeneza wameingia katika vitabu vya kumbukumbu kwamba walikuwa rais, haitafutika. Lakini awe ni rais wa miezi mitatu katimuliwa. Sasa hapo historia itabaki ya Mkenya milele milele milele. Na yale mataifa hapa majirani wanaoteseka, nadhani watakuwa wamepata ufunguo kutoka kwetu. Tutaanza kuona haya mambo yakitendeka katika nchi zenye viongozi sampuli hii, tukianza na wa Uganda hapa jirani zetu. So Kenya, wacheni kugawanywa. Hawa wanakuja hapa bado wako na kwamba tunapiga domo kaya hapa, hakuna chochote, maana uongozi ushaenda. Hayo mambo yalipitwa na wakati. Hakuna mkubwa Kenya hii huu kama zaidi ya mwananchi. Hata awe rais huko haizi akawa rais bila kuja kumpigia magoti mwananchi huku kumwambia kumrai. So ndugu zangu, tujeni pamoja, tusiwe kama nyoka. Tusiwe kama nyoka, kwa ni wakali kweli, lakini sasa ukimpata ni mmoja tu, uwezi wapata 10 hata siku moja. Laiti nyabaya uje wakute nyoka 10 ndio hawa wanakufuata, hizo mbio utakazotimka hapo uongo. Kwa hiyo sisi tusigawanywe. Tusikubali kugawanywa ovyo. Kabila zote tushikane pamoja. Na kwa kushikana kwetu katika hali ya huu ushindi tutakapokuweza kuupata na victory kurudi na freedom yetu kuipata, that's the time tutakuwa tumekuamua hatua ya kwanza ya kumalizana na ukabila. Maana hakuna kabila tahisi ameachwa nje. Pili, tutakuwa tumeanza kupata nafasi ya kuweza kuwafuatilia hawa waporaji. Hawa sasa hivi wamejifiisha ngozi ya kondoo, utadhani hakuna walokole kama wao. Hakuna vile wanakosa kanisa. Lakini naamini kwamba yoyote yule, si wote wale wanasema bwana ndio ambao watauona ufalme wa mbinguni. Sasa watu wanapiga matai Jumapili, hakuna jinsi mtu anaweza mobilize watu mpaka kwa kanisa ama kwa mazishi. Na mfano wa juzi tu Jakaranda, ile kipenga tulivyopigwa, uone mtu ambaye huwa ana ushindi anavyokaa na mtu ambaye hana ushindi anavyokaa. Leo nitatoa huo mfano, hiyo tofauti. Aite mkutano wake hapo Nairobi tu, huyo Ruto, kama kutakwenda watu kama wale, kama hata tumia kuwahonga na kuwatumia magari na kuanua lunch, na ukitazama ni watu kidogo tena kabila chache, si wote, ajaribu. Lakini hawana watu, ndiposa kila Jumapili. Na kwa sababu aliteka kanisa na makasisi wanaongozwa na tamaa kuliko tamaa za kimwili na za yani si neno la Mungu, akishapewa gari na kupewa milioni 1, basi kasisi ndio ashakwenda na maji. Ndipo wanamotumia kumobilize watu ni kwa mazishi. Hapo ndo wanakatilisi wapate sauti ya kuzungumza. Hii si serikali ya Mkenya. Serikali ya Mkenya tunaijua ni ya Raila Amolo Odinga, na lazima tusimame na yeye ili kuweza kulinusuru hili taifa letu kwa watu ambao wanataka kulimaliza. kwa watu ambao wanachezesha biashara tukiona. So mimi sitaki kuwa mrefu ndugu zangu, lakini kwangu ni kwa rai wa Kenya wenzangu, turudi pamoja. Umoja wetu ndio nguvu yetu, ushirikiano wetu ndio manufaa yetu, kujitolea kwetu na kujituma kwetu ndio kutakatufulisha kutupeleka mbele zaidi. Maana hapa ni kujitolea, roho mkononi, liwe liwalo, lakini tuhakikishe tumepata hii victory yetu na tumempa mwenye ushindi. Tuone kama hii Kenya haitabadilika, tuone kama watoto hawatasoma bure, tuone kama wazee hawatapata hizo 6,000. Mimi hata sina haja baba niambie 6,000 za kuwapa wa Kenya zinatoka wapi, kwa sababu naziona mimi hapa nilipo, naziona. Nikianza na zile pesa zilizoregeshewa Gachagua bilioni 7.3 sio 4. Hizo ndo pesa tutazozipata kwa ziwasaidie familia maskini waweze kupata hizo 6,000, zitawasaidia pakubwa. Mtu atakopa mahali hata kama ni kwa duka, najua nikipata pesa zangu mwisho wa mwezi 6,000 nitakuja kulipa, ashanusurika. Kuliko hawa waliotuambia kwamba ni wajenga uchumi, kumbe ni waangusha uchumi. Kuliko hawa wanasema sisi tutadili na economy, na economy yao ni kuhakikisha palipo pesa jicho liko pale pale, ili wapate kuigawa hii keki kwa wao. We are now tired as Kenyans. Tusidanganyane hapa. Hapa tuambiane ukweli ili tulinusuru hili taifa kwa sasa hivi na kwa kuitetea vizazi vinavyokuja. Wakati ni sasa. Wakati wa kulikomboa hili taifa kwa maneno ni sasa. Huu ukombozi mpya na watatu huu wa uchumi ndio tunauanzisha sasa. Tuone kama Kenya itafika wapi. Haitafika mbele. Kama tutapata the right person pale juu ambaye amechaguliwa na anahisi ana ule uchungu kwamba nilichaguliwa kweli mimi na wananchi, nitawafanyia kazi, kuliko kwamba tuongozwe na mtu ambaye alitumia pesa zake kuwa pale juu, uone kama anaweza kuthamini kama mwananchi. Maana hiyo ndio tofauti tulionao sasa hivi. So Kenyans, let's come together. Turudi pamoja, wacheni kuwa na uoga. Tumekuwa na watu waliopigania uhuru na walishikana kabila zote, ndio tulikomboa hili taifa. Baadaye ndio karudi kwamba wengine ndio wanajiita maumau, lakini hata huyo maumau kuna mtu alimsubiria atoke na akasema uongozi umenipa kweli, lakini nitamsubiria atoke. Na hakuwa peke yake mwenye kuzungumza hayo, alikuwa na wengine na viongozi wengine, kwamba lazima mwenzetu arudi hapa. Huo ndio umoja huo wa Kenya, na ndio maana sasa hivi tunauregesha ule umoja ule. Watu wapaze sauti, watu wajitolee, tuhakikishe kwamba ushindi huu tumempa mwenye ushindi. Na hawa watu baada ya hapo, mwenye kuiba abebe msalaba wake, ni mahakamani. Aregeshe pesa zetu zinunue madawa, aregeshe pesa zetu zile mtu ameiba zinaende zitengeneze barabara, aregeshe pesa zetu zikatengeneze masuala ya elimu, watoto wasome bure. Ule ukalisha huu msitu uliojaa wakora wenye wamepora pesa mingi wenye wako nazo. Mimi nitakwamia pale ndugu zangu, nisipandishe munkari zaidi, kwa sababu light kama ningekuwa na uwezo wa kuweza kuipendua nchi, wallahi mimi ningeingia State House. Vile sina uwezo tu. Na nikatimua haswa light kama ningejaliwa na uwezo. Njoo ni kitu kinanitia uchungu sana. Hatuwezi ongozwa na wezi. Hatuwezi ongozwa na watu waongo. Leo wakizungumza hili, kesho wamezungumza hili. Na hiyo pia Wakenya bado mna support. Hii ni nini hiyo hasela? Wako wapi hao mama mboga na boda bodas? Where are they? Lini ulisikia mtu talisia kauli moja inazungumzia boda boda sasa hivi na mama mboga na Wanjiku? Zaidi ya kahawa mlima na majani chai mlima. Hata huyo mkutano ameenda amezungumzia kahawa na majani chai mlima. Na hawa Wakenya wengine, please let's come together. Tupiganie nchi yetu. Tupiganie ukombozi wa tatu na Mungu atatusaidia. Hakuna refu lisiokuwa na mwisho. Na siku zote mimi huzungumzia hapa, hata juzi nilizungumzia kwamba ujanja wa nyani ni mwisho ni jangwani tu. Na ushafika. Wa open server hawataka kufungua server, watupe ushindi wetu. Wafungue server tuone kile kiko pale ndani. Si mambo ya kwamba poto, si kuna poto, si kuna nini. Hiyo kitu hatutaki kusikia. Let them open server wafungue. Hapo ndo tutakapojua mshindi ni nani, halisi ni nani, na hapo ndo tutakuwa tumekuamua na tumemjua haswa mjanja hapa ni nani. Lakini I don't believe ujanja wa nyani unaelekea jangwani sasa hivi. Hakuna miti, sijui itakuwaje. Asanteni.